Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me and Berets, and today we're going to be taking a look at something brand new. Because the FF4 event and the more recent live stream had, a lot of nice stuff to it. I mean, there was plenty of login lapis, there was new banners, new characters, new summons, lots of things to get excited about, and there was still more apparently that JP side decided to not announced. First thing that was kind of surprising that did not get announced was the brand new oval system. The new oval system is a way of increasing JP, and I've already made that video and uploaded it, so if you haven't watched that, you should probably go check that out. But that is not it. The FF4 event has so far had 3 parts to it. It's had a primary farming part where you made some new armor and accessories, and Cecil had his show, and now we have Kane and Rosa showing up, and they have a point event, and that's got some new UR pieces of equipment. But actually, the point event ends in 7 days, so I'm a little curious if there's still going to be one more part to this Final Fantasy IV event. I'm not expecting new characters. I am potentially expecting a raid, though. So, JP players, be ready for that. But that is not all, because there is a brand new type of event and a brand new mode. A mode that I have actually been asking for since I think the early days of WOTV, which is a kind of stamina mode. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is that this has a limited number of attempts. It has 2 attempts that you can try per day. And it's basically a no friends, it is your units only. We're not going to be using job point increases, so let's just go in and check this out. But the way it works is it is wave battle. It is essentially multiple fights where the difficulty scales as you are going up. It is, you can just auto it and try and get it done. Or you can manual it if you want to be much more serious. As you can see, the other thing about this mode is that when you are playing it, there are no crystals, there are no any kind of, like, how do I say this? It's basically kind of set up as a endurance run for your characters and your teams. There is specific types of enemies, and there are key bosses. So the ogre is one of those key bosses. Then we get some new enemies teleporting in. This is a difficulty spike. And then I do believe Iron Giant is the second boss, and the final boss is either... I do think there's a Behemoth in there, followed by a Gilgamesh. And there's even some really just nasty enemies, like cactars with incredibly high evasion. There are a lot of different things in this to make this really challenging. As a matter of fact, if you've been looking for an incredibly high difficulty challenge mode, this is it. And the fact that it doesn't use stamina either is pretty nice. Even just participating in this event has milestones of 250 lapis per each go. Oh, I forgot about Ochu. Shoutouts to Ochu. But yeah, there's a lot of different bosses as you go up, and as you go up, just getting more difficult with status effects, with different enemies, as you can see. Now we're getting into the really much tougher batch of enemies, which again is really cool. I love the idea of having just these kind of challenge missions. I think that this was something that needed to happen in this game quite a bit. Oh, we're getting a summon. I have to... Oops, that's the wrong button. I have to skip this, otherwise BlueStack slightly is having problems showing these. Oh, we got shot. That sucks a bit. Oh, we got shot again. But it really makes, in terms of a strategy type one, this is just nice. It is not something that you can just mash through. It is something where you actually kind of have to think about what characters you're using and how you are using them, and different enemy types and weapons. As you can see, the Iron Giant here is much more difficult. Like, and even the fact that it just runs for quite a few days means that, it's a little more experimental. Here, the Iron Giant is already hitting about 10,000 HP. And I do love the idea of these kind of modes that are like, okay, here's the challenge. How are you going to get through it? Like, as you can see, slash resistance here is really, really not super valuable. And Iron Giant hits pretty hard. He's a tanky little guy. But yeah, I like the idea of these modes where we get like really, really difficult content that makes you think about team composition, that makes you think about placement and movement. Because the first time you do this, sure, there's no way that you can know that a whole bunch of little cactars are about to come in here and just ruin your life. Also, the time mages here like start really making like the enemy's strategy quite a bit different. You start getting status effects, doom, all this stuff. And again, while this content may be super frustrating for a lot of people, because it's like, oh, hey, there's the freeze. I don't think I can also reload this. 1 second. I do think that while this is it's really nice to have, the farm content, because farm content does, use up time. You are building new weapons and everything. This is the kind of payoff content, where this is to see how far you can get, and the rewards behind this are pretty much not locked. But the further you get, the more drops you get from it, including weapon upgrading materials. Basically, the main thing you get out of this are hammers. If you can get about past Iron Giant, I think you get a couple of hammers. The further you get, the more hammers you get. You get like the higher quality materials to raise weapons, seals, all of that stuff. So this is just a really nice little boost event for crafting weapons. It's also just a pretty cool event to see how far a team composition can get, either in auto if you don't have a ton of time, or just by doing it other ways. And it's nice that the Lapis is not locked behind, having to get super far in it or really difficult. So yeah, I'm really happy to see this content. I thought I'd make a video about it, shouting it out and saying that this is a really good, encouraging thing to see for WOTV, where we are starting to get more and more into the direction away from farming stuff and into the difficult content, which is what we have been farming for. I'm really happy to see Wave Battle. Hopefully, in the next little while, we'll start to see more stuff like the Slay the Spire mode, which is just generally like trying to, how do I say this? It's going to be more of a path-based system and all of that, and who knows what future modes are also going to be coming, but really happy to see more game modes. Hats off to you, Alan. Gummy. Good job. And now make limited character shards easier to get outside of events. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Take care. See you next time. And one final point to end this video on. I do believe if your game crashes like this in the middle of this, if you try and reload it, it will start from the beginning. So you got to be a little bit careful about playing on emulators. You want to make sure that you're not experiencing any crashes, but it works perfectly perfectly well on my phone, which is why I'm not dinging this mode for that yet. It's also a brand new mode too, so hopefully they will improve it in the future, just to deal with crashes. So let's take a look and see where we end up. Also, padding. I'm a YouTuber. I have to pad to 10 minutes. Oh, never mind. There you go. We're right back in the thick of it. This is roughly where the whole thing starts to fall apart. Because cactars are the most dangerous thing. Like literally you have like 0% chance of hitting them with anything outside of holy. Like if you try and hit them, it's just, look at that. Like they only have 1 HP, but it's a 0% chance of hitting them. So you basically got a holy or bust. Which unfortunately she doesn't have holy, so that's a little sad. And these time mages, you are going to get punished for AI, but I'm not surprised about that, even slightly. You mean we get punished for not really playing the game? That's right, fellow viewer, that's right. Seriously? It's so hard. Let's see what the auto would do. Oh, I was going to do that, and it's like, no, you can't do that. And I'm like, but I can do... Oh, okay, see, that's right there. That's where we lost. Although not acting, like, this is just gonna... Because the Cactars eventually hit the, we hit you for 10,000 no matter what. Which is just really nasty. So probably if I was to do this, this is the part where I would not auto anymore. I guess we're going to go a little bit longer just because. So like right here, this is where you just gotta like, holy shit. Oh wait, holy still missed. That's scary. Yeah, I have still not quite figured out how you are supposed to do these other than just lucking it. Hey, we got the time mage. These Cactars just take teams apart. See, as you can see, like, they're just starting to go into the, hey, let's just do 10,000 damage. A shot. Why not? Oh, that one got reduced somehow. Interesting. This is fair. This is fine, everyone. This is totally fine. Need to take out those time mages, and the AI is just like, but what about the rest of the units? And you're like, oh. Those Cactars are just real shit. So as you can see, just by doing it, ended up getting it. And this is our rewards for getting all of this. 7 speed seals, 3, like, you get hit, accuracy, magic, and a couple of hammers, too, for just being able to, in my case, just being able to auto it. Pretty nice. All right, so a little bit longer there to show the end of it, but you got to see basically everything. So there you go. Anyway, hope you're excited for this new mode. I hope that this is going to return quite often, because quite frankly, this is something that I have been wanting in the game for a long time. So thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Take care.